we take a look at Group H over in the World Cup, of course, we now know the 32 nations that will be there, and 4 of the big boys, Ghana, South Korea, Ronaldo's Portugal, and Uruguay make up Group H. Who's going to go through? Who's going to go home? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Pavel's giving another prediction video today. We're looking forward to Group H. That's right. We complete the set. That's right. Who's going to go through? Who's going to go home? We'll get into the details in just a second. If you're new to the place, smash your subscribe to keep banging to all things World Cup related, Blabbing Rose related, World Football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski. That's right, of course. Ghana, South Korea, Portugal, and Uruguay will make up Group H in a very, very tricky Group H. And of course, another group that could go either way. If you didn't check out yesterday's video, in a very, very competitive Group G, I think I've got pretty much a double vision here, as of course I cannot decide. We are here right now who's going to go through in Group H. We'll take a look at it all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, guys. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, and have a look at what we're talking about. We are talking about Group H, and we're talking about this. It's the World Cup in Qatar, and that's the trophy. Who's going to get their hands on the trophy? Of course, well, in this group, Group H, we do have Uruguay. Of course, previous winners of the trophy. They're actually the only previous winner in this group. That's right. They won it back in 1930 and 1950. They qualified as third best team in the CONMEBOL. They secured the deal on 24th of March 2022. 14 tournaments for Uruguay. 2018 was the last. 4 in a row as well for them. And 50 to 1 to go the distance. Can they do it? They've got it's a good group for them to make the knockout stages as well. You know, it is very even. Joining them will be Portugal. Of course, Ronaldo is here, which is great. We want the best players here. Of course, he might be getting on a little bit, but of course, he is a major face for the World Cup, and having him not here would be a bit of a downgrade. But anyway, they're there. And they're there by UEFA playoff. Of course, knocking out North Macedonia in the process. 29th of March 2022. 8 tournaments in the past. 2018 was their last. Third place in 1966. 6 in a row as well for them. 12 to 1 to go the distance. Wow, indeed. And of course, joining them, of course, we do have South Korea, that's right. Qualified as AFC runners-up from their group. Of course, qualified on the 1st of February 2022. 11 tournaments in the past. 2018 was their last. 10 in a row with South Korea. 4th in 2002. Wow, we were 250 to 1 to go the distance here over in Qatar. And then wrapping up, it will be Ghana, that's right. Of course, Ghana, who have been shit in the AFCON earlier in the year, but they're back as African winners. 29th of March 2022. 4 tournaments for them in the past. 2014 was their last. Of course, they weren't there in Brazil, but in Russia, but they're back now. 1 in a row. 2010 was, of course, their best quarterfinals for them. 250 to 1 to go the bloody distance. And that is, of course, your groups. Of course, let's get into it. Of course, the meat of the matter, and what we're talking about is their predictions. So let's get into it. Here we go. Here are the games all kicking off on the 24th of November 2022. And again, on face value, you look at this and I'm looking at a very difficult group. I'm looking at Portugal, probably would fancy their chances. Uruguay would be in there. South Korea can cause problems. They remember them from 2018 in Russia, knocking out Germany in a very difficult game. They've got one of the best players in the world in my eyes. Son Heung-min is up there. Probably top 5 player in the world, and he goes under the radar. So he will be there to shine. And up against a Uruguay side that's probably starving for a standout player these days. They are relying on veterans, and that could be the downfall. Of course, Ronaldo also a major veteran, but of course they are creating the talent at the moment to kind of take over the reins from Ronaldo. Again, you would anticipate this would be the last World Cup for Ronaldo. You just don't know, though. Anyway, let's get into it. Uruguay will kick us all off on the 24th of November up against South Korea. That's right, locking horns and the early kickoff. And again, very difficult start to the game. You don't want to lose this game. Of course, if you do, then of course you've got it all to do. For me, I think Uruguay will have a more weight on their shoulders, more weight of expectancy from their nation. South Korea will of course, want to compete, but I think their fans will have realistic ambitions about where they're going to be. And of course, they could cause some problems, but the hopes is not there. So for me, Uruguay have to win this game, but they won't. They'll come out of it, though, unbeaten. Of course, 0-0 drawn again. South Korea will lick their lips at this, thinking, you know what, we've got a chance. As for Portugal, they'll take on Ghana. All eyes on here. Of course, late kickoff on the 24th of November. Ronaldo's time to shine. Of course, an opportunity as well for Portugal to get themselves a stranglehold of this group in Group H. I think they will do that. It might not be pretty, it might be effective. I don't think Portugal are going to be... They could be the England of this tournament. And I'm referring to the last tournament in Russia, where, of course, they could land themselves a favourable bracket and, of course, could get to the latter stages, and you just don't know. It could be Croatia as well. They could make it to a final, and what a way that would be as well. Imagine, of course, what we really would like to see is a Portugal Argentina. That's the second final I'd like. I'd like a Germany final, of course, but of course a Portugal Argentina final would be a bloody app. That would be the one we want. But anyway, 2-1 win for Portugal. Of course, they'll put themselves on the hockey here. Good chance for them to win this group. Second games though coming out to 28th of November, and of course must win game. You think for Ghana, of course, definitely come out of this with something if they're going to try and make a push for that second spot. And again, a win for South Korea. They put them in the driving seat, of course, heading into the final game. I do think they'll nick this one as well. 1-0 win for them. Back-to-back clean sheets as well for South Korea, doing things the hard way, and of course making the other nations stand up and be counted here. Portugal up against Uruguay. All eyes on this one as well. Uruguay kicking off with a draw. Portugal with that win. Another draw here for Uruguay. So back-to-back draws for them keeps them in the mix here for at least a runners-up spot. Portugal unbeaten heading into the final matches, of course. And of course, as we break into the month of December, it'll be South Korea unbeaten up against the Portuguese side unbeaten. A draw, what's that going to do? Nothing. There's nothing on the agenda. I've got Portugal winning here 2-1, so that's 3 wins on the bounce for them. They will go through. Actually, that's 5 points. 3, 6, 7 points for them. They should go through with that. Of course, South Korea picking up 4 points. Of course, we're looking at Uruguay, who will come into this with 2 points. Ghana got 0 points. So Ghana will be out, according to my maths here. But of course, what's going to happen here? Of course, it is a result for Uruguay. Now, of course, my calculator's out. We'll look. We'll put that on 5 points for them. Also unbeaten. And again, unfortunately, I'm assuming, of course, according to my maths, that South Korea will crash out. Unfortunately, yes. So here we go. Into 4th spot, according to my calculation, it will be Ghana. No goals, no matches won. 2 goals scored, 5 goals conceded, -3 difference. They go home with nothing. Joining them will be South Korea. Of course, great effort for them. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw, 1. Of course, 4 points picked up, 2 goals scored, 2 goals conceded, but unfortunately not good enough for them. Into 2nd spot, it will be Uruguay. 1 win, 2 draws, and no defeats. That's good enough for them. They'll take that all day long. 5 points in the bag, and of course into the knockout stages. But of course, Portugal will go through 7 points on the hockey, 2 wins, 1 draw, 6 goals scored, 4 goals conceded, a goal difference of +2. That is my take on an exciting and very, very tight Group H, and it could go either way. If you agree or disagree, let me know down below. Of course, take a look at the odds for this group then. Of course, Uruguay 2-1 to win this group. Actually, that puts them up at second favourite. 6-4 is your Portugal, 6-4 on, that is. And of course, both Ghana and right here, right now, as of recording, 11-1 to win this group. So it's pretty much as you would expect. But that's just my take on it, of course. Let me know your opinions down below. Of course, we've got previews, reviews, watch-alongs, predictions, and sticker openings, plus a consistent tournament build-up as we look forward to the tournament out in Qatar right here on the channel. But until then, guys, smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell, of course, for consistent content for the World Cup. But until then, boys, we're done, and see you later, alligator. But until then, guys, I'm out of here.